Welcome at 7:15. We'll start our meeting. Thank you so much for the first Krista McAuliffe Intermediate School PTO meeting of the 2019-2020 school year. Thank you so much for coming. A very busy... Okay, so let's go through the agenda. And I want to speak to you a little bit about what role the PTO is playing. And basically, we're here to make your child's experiences better. Okay? So, with that, we're going to segue into the treasurer's report to have some concrete examples. So, you'll see on there, you'll see a front and a back. And the front of the treasurer's report says that we have, as of August 31st, $54,820.58. Sounds like a lot of money. On the back, this is a list of all the things we want to spend it on. And it totals almost $200,000. That does not mean we're going to spend $200,000, but that means that if everything was hunky-dory, we had all this money, and there was a need, we could spend up to $200,000. Now, before we go any further, I would like to introduce you to our new treasurer. Ms. Michelle Zapp. Where's Michelle? Oh, Michelle, there you go. She took over for Carrie Ann Scalia, who agreed to stay on as assistant treasurer to help with the transition and help Michelle do whatever she needs to do. And I am so grateful because I told her, I'll tell everybody, I am not the numbers guy, okay? I was smarter as a first grader when it comes to numbers. I'm really good at, well, if this number is greater than this number, there's a problem. So that's what I look for. I make sure we don't go over budget, and make sure things are in the right categories, and I rely on the wisdom of Michelle and the expertise of Michelle to make sure everything is legit and looks pretty and gets out here. So again, thank you so much for that. As I said, as of August 31st, we had 55,000 about, right? 54.80. And we have to fit things into the right categories. Now, since school started, we've already spent about $1,500 on teacher appreciation. That goes towards the $5,000 you'll find on here. We spend money on printing those pretty green envelopes. And we spent $1,100, maybe a little less now, on what traditionally is one of our most expensive expenditures, and that's AC repair and replacement. Okay, right off the bat, we had a bill for $1,100. That may be more like $1,000, or maybe even $700, because we also need a new air conditioner in one of the classrooms, and so because the old air conditioner couldn't get repaired, we're going to get a credit for one, and that's going to go toward the purchase of another. Now, you may have heard a couple of years ago where welcome, thank you, come on down, where the city said that the DOE is going to be responsible for placing air conditioners in all the classrooms. Well, I think that was just maybe a kind of a fail, right? Because I don't think there's any money in their budget to do that. So now, maybe we could yell and scream and call the city and say, well, we have a classroom, we need air conditioning in that classroom, and they're going to say either we don't have the money or, yeah, pal, okay, we're going to put you on the list. It's a really long list, and maybe by next year or a year after we'll get to you, right? That's really how they sound. No, I know. So my thing is this. We're here to try to make your kids and our teachers' experience here as pleasant as possible. And having a classroom that's 90 plus degrees is not going to be conducive to that goal. So yes, we're going to spend the $2,000 to get air conditioning in that classroom, and that will go toward the $15,000 that we have budgeted. So we also purchase things like microscopes, smart boards, and Chrome carts with all the Chrome computers. We sponsor events. On October 4th, we have BMX coming, and we're co-sponsoring events with the NIA like the carnival. So that's some idea about where all of your money is going to go. So that's why those wonderful green envelopes are so important. We asked for $187 donation. Again, totally tax deductible is allowed by law. But you can give whatever you can. You can give nothing at all, and you are still a valued member of the Christopher McAuliffe Intermediate School PTO. So now, because we haven't hit you over the head enough, I'm going to introduce you to our Vice President of Fundraising, who also happens to be my lovely wife, Kim Gillette. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble already.
I didn't have my notes.
Get a bake sale. Bake sale, that's one of our best fundraisers. And we're going to have our first one next Monday and Tuesday. So here she is Kim Gillette.
Hi everybody, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I thought it was fun. The first thing I want to talk to you about is I'm sure that you've all seen a lot of notices, your kids' backpack. And if your kids are anything like my kids, they may still be in the backpack. We sent home a letter with these green envelopes. And these are not membership dues because all of you are members. If you have a student here, you are a member of our PTO. But we have an annual fundraising drive. We asked for $187. We understand completely that everybody cannot do that. If you could do $5, that's great. Anything you give us is appreciated. If your child's class gets 80% participation, that class will get a pizza party. Ms. Regan's class, I think, only has 2 people left to contribute because she's phenomenal like that. And if any classes get 100% participation, they get pizza and ice cream. So it's kind of fun for the kids. And we really appreciate anything that you can send in. If you haven't gotten one of these, feel free to pick one up tonight. And as I said, we really appreciate that. The other fundraiser that you're going to hear about every single month is our bake sales. We do bake sales usually it's a Monday, Tuesday. And we've been having contests every month. This month is back to school, so the kids, whatever, it's up to them. Something that's a back to school theme, a cupcake or a brownie or a cookie. We have some amazing things that come in. And we put the pictures on Facebook, and the kids do get prizes. We award prizes in each academy on Monday and on Tuesday, and then we also, Mr. Berman selects a grand prize winner who usually gets $25 at the end of the bake sale each month. So it's a lot of fun. I know it's a lot of work for all of you, but if you could just send in, some brownies or cupcakes or store-bought is fun. Store-bought is not for the contest, but we welcome anything. And I see a lot of the volunteers, because that's the other thing that makes the bake sale success, are all these wonderful people. We need you to come in. If you have 1 hour or 2 hours to help us with the bake sales once a month, your time will be appreciated. And you'll hear more from Vito via email as to how you can sign up to come in. And if you don't sign up and you decide last minute to come in, because we can always use help. Lastly, because I don't want to keep you here all night, but we will be doing a gala in May. And you probably got some of these handouts outside, but you're going to be seeing a lot of this going forward in it's called Down by the Sea. That will be the theme this year. It's May 8th, which is a Friday night at Diaper Beach Golf Course. We did it last year. It was a great success. We had lots of baskets to auction off, but we also had some dancing, and we had a lot of fun. So I hope you consider coming to that, and we also hope you would consider helping out if it's getting ready for it or helping out that evening. We didn't have a lot of volunteers last year, so a lot of us were doing more jobs than we really could handle. So we really appreciate any time that you could give us. And in fact, we'll put something out in an email, but I'm going to have our first fundraising meeting on Thursday, October 3rd during the day. We'll announce the time in the PTA room. And if you can come, please come. And if you have no experience with fundraising, it's okay, because I didn't. And they dragged me in, and here I am doing this. So please, any time that you can come help us, we really appreciate it. Because all this money goes back to the kids. And there's always a need. Air conditioners and microscopes. There's always something that these kids need, and this is how we provide it for them. I hope you got a list of all of our PTO meetings. The bake sale, the PTO, it was a handout out there so that you'll know when these events are coming up. And I'm going to hand this off now before I get the vote. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Okay, so what else does the PTO do? Well, we also advocate for our children. And this is where we come to the part where we speak about what's been going on and what our role is. Specifically, what is going on about the SAT, the Discovery Program, and the lawsuit that all of you, by your membership here, are a partner of. So very, very briefly, let me say that last year, the DOE and the City of New York decided to require that 12% of seats in all of the specialized high schools had to be set aside for Discovery. Now, Discovery is a child who has an economic need, who just missed the cutoff, got a principal's recommendation, and went to summer school, would then qualify to attend that school. That number goes up to 20% this year. When they did that, they also instituted another change requiring not only that the child has an economic need, but the school that they're from had an economic need as well. And that number that they chose was 60%. The economic need index for Christa McAuliffe is 57%. So that means our children are precluded from using the Discovery Program. And in fact, we have sent children to specialized high schools through that program prior to last year. Okay? And the basis for our lawsuit is when you look at the totality of which schools have been affected, we believe, and the attorneys believe, that the city is using this economic needs index as a proxy for race and are in fact trying to disadvantage Asian students to try to advantage other demographic groups. And right now, the lawsuit, we had a request for an injunction that was denied. We are appealing that request. Okay, so we're trying to get an injunction in the whole program. If we don't succeed, that number will in fact go to 20%. We're also still collecting evidence for the case itself, and that case is moving slowly at a snail's pace because that's what these cases do. Okay, so that's where we are with that lawsuit. But there's more bad news. So, there is an organization called the School Diversity Advisory Group that was tasked with figuring out what the best way was to make our schools more diverse. Because it is a problem that no one is arguing or trying to say that doesn't exist. That group recently came out with a recommendation to do away with all gifted and talented programs, to do away with all screened middle schools and all screened high schools that are not the specialized high schools which they have decided they can't touch without state intervention. This is already happening in this district. On 60th Street and 3rd Avenue, there is a new school, a new arts middle school that was supposed to be competing for the students that go to Mark Twain. Because District 20 sends a lot of our arts kids, our dancers, our actors, our singers to Mark Twain. That school is not allowed to audition and not allowed to screen their students. So that's where we are. This is where I need your help. This is a political issue. Everybody here needs to know who all their elected officials are. I can't, as your PTO, endorse any one person, but I can urge you to view all of the candidates through whatever lens is most important to you. If you want to expand G&T in every school, in every grade, in every community, we have legislation out there that does that. The people who I work with outside of this are very concerned about diversity, and we feel that by finding children who will do well in tests as early as kindergarten, yes, taking a test at 4 years old, that's how we'll find the kids that can do well in a middle school like this. And that's how we'll find the children who will do well and be able to compete in the specialized high schools. And we have working with politicians who want to expand the number of specialized high schools from 8 to 18. There are other solutions out there that don't include getting rid of things, getting rid of programs that a majority of parents from our district, I believe, want to keep in place. So, I'm talking about this, I don't know if any of you know, last year, this was my spiel when I ran as a CDC candidate, and I was elected with 34 votes, which is like the second or third most votes in the city. So I'm fighting this fight. I was elected by PTO members of this school saying this is what I was going to do. So until such time as you vote me out, I'm going to continue on this path because I believe this is what you want me to do. If anybody wants to talk to me about ideas that we could do to go forward, solutions, my email is all over the place. I'm online, I'm on Facebook. Reach out and we discuss it and we'll figure out ways that we can make it better together. But most importantly, you need to vote. You need to register to vote. You need to get your families to register to vote. And you need to get the person, right, your elected representatives, your senators, your assembly members, your council members, and most importantly, you've got to find the person who wants to be the next mayor of this city, the person who's going to appoint the next chancellor of this city, and you have to vet them, and you have to make sure that they know that this is a concern of yours, and get your families to do the same. I'm fighting this on multiple fronts with multiple different people, but without you, nothing will make a difference. I'm here with you, but I can't do it alone. Thank you. So, okay then, any questions for PTO? Any questions? Thank you so much for your patience in coming down tonight. Motion to adjourn, the most important part. I need someone to raise their hand. Motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, everyone. Get home safe. Take care.